Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is a first look at Collinite's Bead Coat and their Slickr 3-in-1 ceramic detailer. And we're gonna have a quick comparison against Armor Detail Supply ceramic spray sealant, which doesn't have its own name, and Amplify, which is their ceramic detailer. So it's just a wash, like hydrophobics test and a build hammer chemical test. I don't have my gloss panels free. They are being used for something else and I can't disturb it. So we're just gonna do a quick hydrophobics look at this. And I have one other pair of like products, so ceramic spray-ish type thing and detailer, thrown in as a mystery competitor with these guys to see, just to see. I was curious, so I did it. A lot of hype around this, thanks to John at Forensics, and just hype in general for this brand, it seems. So I've got a couple of their products. I've got one more product I have to test out as well, but that one has to be done on the car. So that's what we're going to look at today. Just some simple chemical resistance and hydrophobics. Application was easy for all of these. The scents are good. They're not too powerful. There's a nice scent, it seems. If you're not a scent person, then they're not that strong, but ease of use was fine. They're all easy to use. So I have no complaints there whatsoever. And again, this is chemical resistance. So just stressing, this doesn't mean anything. It's just chemical resistance. So if you put this on your car and then you spray auto foam on it, this is sort of what you may expect to see happen to your product. That's essentially what this is going to do. High detergent foam on paint. This is the result that could happen doing that, which is something I do quite often. So it's very relevant to me. It's not relevant to you, then just enjoy the show. We will be doing real world testing in this. I have to wait for one of my hoods to become available. Looks like the Prius will be first. And then we're gonna get a whole bunch of ceramic sprays, like not detailers, but sprays. But we'll do a roundup with some detailers for these two guys as well later on. But again, I just need panels to be available. So as of right now, there's a lot of tests running, so that's why. But let's get into the initial hydrophobics and then we'll go through the wash test. It's 3 hits of 2% build hammer auto foam. That's where I basically drew the line and saw some results. So let's get into that. We'll check back afterwards. Okay, so that's all said and done with. I've got my notebook. So I did jot down some information here. The products were applied when the garage was 16 degrees, which is currently what it is right now. It's not that bad of a temperature. All of these should work within that range. 50% humidity, which is what it was when I got in here before I started spraying all the water. So there's 3 sections. The top sections, which I hopefully will put in the wash footage for you. The top sections were the detailers. The bottom sections were the sealants, coatings, whatever you want to call them. So I figured that if the stronger product will be on the bottom, so the runoff won't go onto the weaker product. I think that would be a little more even, a little more design-wise. The detailers shouldn't be as strong as the coatings, but apparently that's not the case. So in third place was section 1, in my opinion. If you disagree, let me know in the below. But I think in this test, in this situation, it didn't perform the best. At least the bottom section, that was Armor Detail Supplies ceramic spray sealant. Initial hydrophobics were fantastic. It was really nice. I really liked it. And it was very easy to apply. So yeah, chemical resistance, at least this chemical, it's not right in its wheelhouse. So, if I use it on one of my cars down the road or whatever, then I'll dial back the belt hammer or just not use it at all. But the Amplify wasn't that bad. I think it was still below sections 2 and 3, but it wasn't bad. It was stronger than the sealant when it came to chemical resistance. So I think as a top-up product or, just a maintenance spray, like Amplify seems okay. And it was nice to apply. It has a nice smell, so not too bad. Ceramic spray sealants, maybe think about a little more detergency repellent. If I had to give some constructive criticism, maybe a little more, but the hydrophobics are fantastic. I loved the hydrophobics on it initially. In second place was section 3, and that was Collinite. So the mystery product came first, and I was not expecting that. Collinite, so the Slickr on top, Bead Coat on the bottom. Hydrophobics initially, Bead Coat's initial hydrophobics are really nice. They're right up there with ADS. I think I was really having a hard time seeing a difference. I'll overlay some so you can see that. Application is, again, easy peasy, nothing wrong. Like, these aren't going to hurt you. They're not going to be a drain on your day trying to put these on your cars. Like, the new finish graphene is an absolute beast. So all of these were nice to apply. And they were fairly fairly stout as far as they handled the chemicals pretty good. They were still hanging on there at the end. They knocked back a bit. It was very close between section 2 and it, but I think I'm giving the nod to section 2 there. In the bottom, you'll saw a little rounded outline in the lower bead coat. I think that was just an application problem, because in the middle where it was definitely clearly applied, it was fine. So again, tape and sectioning and stuff, it gets messy. So that's probably what that was. Take the middle area where it was applied as the true performance for that. But in first place, it was the Simonized twins, because I hadn't tried out the detailer yet. I only done this one in its video. And I thought, you know, I've got a couple pairs coming in. Let's just put these two together and just see where they stack up, because I know every Canadian out there is rooting for these to be good. But they're not that cheap. I think the detailer is priced similarly to these. I'll flash all the pricing up on the screen. Top of my head, I don't know, but they're roughly in the same range, although the detailer on this guy is big. It's a big bottle. But they just took to show that detailer is stout. And that spray sealant, although it needs 2 layers, is stout. But that detailer just on its own. Now, again, the detailer had to be applied between 0 degrees Celsius and 50 degrees Celsius. It has to be within that window. And when I applied these, it was 16. So it was right there. And as you can see, it still worked fine. But maybe it has to do with it being harder to use or something, or evaporating too quickly. I don't know why, if that has to be that window, but we were basically within that window. But it good. They're good. At this so far, just this, but they're good. It's still on the roof of the Prius going against Sonax, and haven't seen anything to write home about. I haven't had a lot of rain the last few days. It's gotten cold but clear. We're supposed to get more coming up, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, pretty impressed, honestly. Like, pretty impressed with those two. And all of these were still nice to use. They're still, you know, if you've got one of these and you're using it and it's working for you in your environment, your situation, rock on. They're good. They're not bad products. This test is very specific, narrow window. We're just looking at a very narrow thing, but it's something that I do. I use autofoam. I use it to deep clean. Wintertime, I use it a lot because it gets really nasty around here. So this test is geared around my environment and how I wash my car, which is relevant to my opinions on the chemicals I use. So that's why I'm using it. But, and again, test panels are occupied for other things. That's why we're only looking at this one thing, but there will be lots. There will be lots coming out soon. Again, just curing and filming, and, you know, there's 4 products on the go for ranked reviews where I assign scores. There's 4 in a row right now going. So it will be all at once. Once they're done, they'll basically all be done at the same time, just filming this portion of it. So that's all I've got for today. If you're a Canadian and you were humming and hawing about these, maybe give them a shot. I mean, we spend a lot of money on detailing products. I don't think that's quite outrageous what they cost. And so far, I've been very impressed. Like these, I'm glad I bought them. Like, I have no regrets buying them. The Collinites, I have no issues with them. Amplify seems really good so far. We'll do a roundup with some ceramic detailers and have a look at these two with some other guys like the Maguires or something. And the ceramic spray coating or sealant, very good hydrophobics, easy to apply, nice smells and all that stuff. Just maybe bump up the chemical resistance or something like that. If I could give advice, that's maybe where the next thing to look. And again, it's a niche thing. We'll look at real world as well to see if there's any correlation. But that's the only thing so far I could say. Otherwise, they're all pretty great, and they're not crazy expensive. Even for Canada, they're not crazy. So that's all I've got for today. See you in the next one.